Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Socialist Report with Chris Stone. Let's just get right into it. We got this article from Common Dreams. Human rights expert sounds alarm over Israeli firm's dystopian video altering tech. So we're going to get right into this. This is no doubt about the treatment Israel does on Palestinians and Israel's human rights abuses. So, a scenario in which someone is accused of something and doesn't know if the evidence presented against them is real or not is truly dystopian. A human rights attorney raised alarm Monday over the expansion plans of Toka, an Israeli cyber firm that sells hacking technologies capable of finding, accessing, and manipulating security and smart camera footage. Co-founded by former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak and former Israel Defense Forces cyber chief Yaron Rosen, Toka sells technologies that allow clients to locate security cameras or even webcams within a given perimeter, hack into them, watch their live feed, and even after it, and past recordings. Haaretz reported, citing internal documents it obtained and reviewed with a technical expert. The company, whose activities are overseen by the Israeli Defense Ministry, was set up in 2018 as offices in Tel Aviv and Washington. Haaretz reported it worked solely with state clients and government, intelligence bodies, and law enforcement agencies, almost exclusively, but not just in the West. According to the internal documents, as of 2021, the company had contracts with Israel valued at $6 million and had also planned an expansion of existing deployment in Israel. Toka can tap into web-connected cameras found virtually anywhere. Intersections, parking lots, malls, hotels, airports, and even homes. Haaretz compared the firm's cyber offense capabilities in the 2001 heist movie Ocean's 11. In that film, an elite crew led by George Clooney and Brad Pitt hacked the closed-circuit TV system of the Las Vegas casino vault they are trying to break into, diverting its feed to a mock safe that built in a nearby warehouse, the outlet noted. These are capabilities that were previously unimaginable, human rights lawyer Alon Sapir told the outlet. This is a dystopian technology from a human rights perspective. Just its mere existence raises serious questions. Okay, so this you may consider this a changing the subject, but it's not really. But the United States has been doing this for quite some time, especially with the creation of the NSA, done by, of course, no other than George W. Bush, literally the worst president in American history. If you think Trump's worse than him, I don't know what to tell you, because George W. Bush, he literally created the police state, or expanded the police state at least. But, yeah, let's continue. One can imagine video being manipulated to incriminate innocent citizens or shield guilty parties that are close to the system, or even just manipulative editing for ideological or even political purposes should it fall into the wrong hands, said Sapir. Kinda like what the CIA does to literally any socialist that's mainstream. From a legal perspective, intelligence collection is a sensitive issue, Sapir explained. Despite a lack of legislation, the police deploy mass surveillance means they may not be fully authorized to use technology like the Hawkeye system, which no one knew about until the media revealed its existence. If the United States wants to continue to hold the facade that they care about human rights, or that this country is a free country, they're going to have to stop supporting Israel, because this is clearly a violation of human rights, and Israel must be considered an apartheid state. Even like the United Nations agrees with this. Human rights organizations and everything agree that Israel is an apartheid state. The United States won't do it, though, because of their interests and because they're just as evil as the United States. I mean, just as evil as Israel. Our government is. While manipulated videos are inadmissible as evidence in Israeli courts, Sapir noted that a scenario in which someone is accused of something and doesn't know if the evidence presented against them is real or not is truly dystopian. The current law does not begin to address situations like these. People living in the occupied Palestinian territories are especially vulnerable to abuse. Take, for example, the blue wolf facial recognition technology used by the IDF to keep track of Palestinians, said Sapir. The West Bank is Israel's defense establishment testing ground, and a scenario in which Toka's tech is deployed unbeknownst to anyone is simply terrifying. There have been cases in which video evidence helped refute false claims made by settlers and soldiers, and helped save innocent Palestinians from jail, he added. We've also seen cases in which video evidence has been tampered with in the past. Now, this is, of course, from Common Dreams, which is a social democrat outlet. Like, the journalists are usually social democrats, so they're not going to be very critical of the United States, because a lot of this you can compare to the United States. But a lot of social democrats tend to be too intertwined with the Democrats, just like the regular liberal Democrats. And they don't tend to criticize the police state here in the United States, or definitely not like the Young Turks. The Young Turks are very bad when it comes to the police. They're very pro-police, and they act as if the police can be reformed, and they accuse factions of the left that support like defund the police or abolish the police and say that we're the real reason that progressive policies are not going through, when in reality that is a bunch of BS, because people are waking up to the fact that the police are a very big problem, and that they just work for the state, and they're very corrupt, rooted in corruption. The whole system of policing is rooted in racism. And you can compare the police to like the people that would watch over like the slaves back in the days of slavery, and we need community policing is what we need. But this is a bit off topic, but I just want to point out that Common Dreams is not going to point out that the United States has been doing stuff like this for years on years, especially since 9/11. The police state has really expanded since 9/11. Now, a lot of like social democrats, if they watch this channel, are going to be like, they probably believe the false narrative that 9/11 was done by a bunch of Islamic, I don't know how you say it exactly, but by a group of Muslim terrorists. I do believe it was done by them, but the thing is, George W. Bush's administration funded Al-Qaeda, and they also sent soldiers to Al-Qaeda's headquarters and radicalized them. So George W. Bush was heavily involved in 9/11. He knew about the attacks before it happened, but he allowed it to happen. And this was so he could invade Afghanistan and Iraq, so he could exploit them for their resources. So, and this, it's kind of in the bounds of this, and I wouldn't put it past George W. Bush to have planned to expand the police state. But don't want to sound like just your run-of-the-mill Democrat, but in the 2000 election, if the Republicans had not cheated, then George W. Bush would have never been elected president. The votes were really close together, and they gerrymandered and all kinds of crap. I'm getting off topic, though. Let's go back to the topic at hand. Israel is an apartheid state, and the United States needs to cut every bit of support and weapon sending and all of that and aid to Israel and give humanitarian aid to Palestine. I don't agree with sending weapons only because I don't believe in sending weapons to any country. But I am 100% on the Palestinian side. It is their land, and Israel has taken it away from them. So that's going to end this video right here. This has been from Common Dreams. Thank you for watching. This has been the Socialist Report. We'll keep you up to date on just, or we'll try to. I know I haven't been uploading every day, and I mean, I've got stuff I got to do, so it may not be every day that I upload, and during the holiday, it tends to get a little even more busy. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next one, and peace out. This has been the Socialist Report. I'm Chris Stone.